Dante's Boxing Nation and alltalkradio.net. What's going on, guys? Before I show you guys this interview I did with Joel Diaz and 78 Sports TV, I just wanted to get you guys caught up. Basically, when we did this interview, we had some technical difficulties, and that caused us to lose about 16 minutes of the live show. So I just wanted to, get you guys caught up and let you know where this video starts. So this video basically picks up where I asked Joel Diaz what did he think about Juan Marquez, basically saying at the beginning, before the fight was signed, that he was willing to take Olympic-style drug testing through VADA, and then later on, after the contract was signed, he reneged and he decided not to do VADA or USADA. Instead, he was just going to do Nevada Athletic Commission, which is an organization that has not caught one single person for using PEDs, performance enhancement drugs. And coincidentally, the organizations that caught all of these athletes for doping, those were the organizations that Juan Marquez rejected for the Tim Bradley fight and didn't want to be a part of. So this is where the video starts off. You see me shaking my head as Joel Diaz is explaining how Marquez kind of contradicted himself and reneged on the deal. Also, the video will be broken down into 15-minute increments, so it'll be added into a playlist, okay? So here's where we left off. Enjoy the video, guys.
He got nervous 2-3 times, and then before the end of the interview, they came back and asked him, so he said, okay, we do VADA. We do whatever we need to do the fight. So when he agreed on VADA and USADA, and then days later, they say that Bob Arum came in and he said that we didn't have to go through all that bullshit, that we would do commission testing. And then I said, okay, why? Why are they doing this? Of course, there's always doubts, but, like I said, they do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, man. And I'm telling you, Joel, with all this stuff going on, man, I wouldn't doubt that some of these fighters may even be protected. I'm starting to think it's even possible. I'm just saying it could be possible that there have been some fighters that that we know that have been protected to where they covered up them possibly testing, and that's what it seems like right now. When you have people like top-ranked Bob Arum, who's basically supporting someone not wanting to take a test, I can't understand why would someone even want to support someone not wanting to take an Olympic-style drug test when we know Nevada Athletic Commission, they have never caught anybody when it comes to, someone failing the test. So why would we want them to be in charge of the testing? Do you think that we should all be tested? They should make it basically a stipulation in the sport of boxing to where everyone does year-round Olympic-style drug testing or something similar?
I think everybody should go through the same process because, it's common sense. The sport, there's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of money in stake. And if you have a fighter, that's filling your pocket, of course you're gonna protect them. It's common sense.
Yeah.
Every promoter has a fighter that is making you money, is generating millions and millions of dollars to your pocket. Wouldn't you protect that fighter? Of course.
Yeah.
It's a business. Boxing is a business.
Yeah. Unfortunately, man. Unfortunately. Now, I had one of my viewers, he wanted to ask you a question. Shout out to D Block Express. He had a couple questions on here. The first one is, what do you think about Tim Bradley going against either Keith Thurman, or Sean Porter? What do you think about fights like that?
Those are the fights that we would like to see. At this point of our careers, at this point of Tim Bradley's career, those are the fights we want to see. We want to see who's the best fighter out there. But there's obviously issues between promoters. There's promotional issues that cannot let those fights happen. We would like to see Tim Bradley, Danny Garcia, Tim Bradley, of course, Sean Porter, Tim Bradley and Keith Thurman. But these promoters are not working together.
Yeah.
They don't work with each other. That's the reason we can't see those fights. We wish we could. Of course, I would love to see Tim Bradley fight those guys, Danny Garcia, a Mayweather, but there's promoters that are not allowing these fights to happen.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, hopefully we could, get a peace treaty when it comes to this Cold War. But that brings me to my next question. So, is there any thoughts? Have you guys ever even talked? You and Tim Bradley ever talked about possibly going to Golden Boy in the future when this contract is up? Because it seems like they have the hottest roster right now when it comes to 140 and 147 and even 154. What do you think?
We've never talked about it. Tim is a fighter that he stays loyal to his people, and right now I think Top Rank is his people, and he just he never even mentions dealing with another promoter or dealing with another business. He's just focusing on his business right now, and that's about it.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, because a lot of people are saying that basically when Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya left Top Rank, they did pretty good. So that was pretty much why I brought it up. Now let me ask you this question as well. When it comes to Floyd Mayweather, of course he's the big money fighter right now. Everyone wants a piece of the lottery ticket or a lottery ticket to fight Floyd Mayweather, I should say. If Floyd Mayweather were to offer you the same $40 million that he offered Manny Pacquiao on the phone, would you guys take it?
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because like I told you, a lot of people don't realize that boxing is a sport, but more than a sport is a business.
Mm-hmm.
And we are here for the business part.
Yeah.
It's business. We're here to work hard for the bread. To bring the bread to the table, and that's what it's about. The money. Right now at this point of Tim's career, it's to see who pays the most money.
Yeah.
He's been through the worst, honestly, because Tim's always been an underdog. When he fought Provodnikov, he took a beating. He did.
Mm-hmm.
When he should enough, but he did it to give the people what they wanted to see. When he didn't have to, but he could have made that fight boring. That night, he could have made that fight a boring fight. He could have beat Provodnikov by boxing him and moving. If he would have listened to the plan that we had, Timothy would have made that fight a boring fight, and he would have won easily. He could have probably even stopped Provodnikov.
Yeah. Well, they were thinking about. Go ahead.
But the thing is that Tim was so hurt with the people, with the boxing world, and all the comments they gave him after the Pacquiao fight, that he wanted to prove the people in the world different. So he went in there to exchange when he didn't have to, and he ran into problems.
Yeah.
And then at the time, Tim Bradley was inactive for many months. Timothy, I think he fought in February on that fight, and Tim came to the gym in December, and his foot wasn't 100% yet. He was still trying to avoid the pain on his foot, and we pulled it through. We trained through the fight. He was way overweight because he went from a wheelchair to crutches and then therapy on his foot, so he gained a lot of weight. Timothy was up to 180 pounds.
Wow.
So losing all that weight coming into a fight, you can tell. I mean, we worked on the weight more than anything else.
Yeah. How did he look, Joel? I'm sorry. Were you still talking? You go ahead. Were you?
Right now, Tim's staying active. He's probably walking around with like a 150, 152 the most.
Okay.
Because he said he will never make the same mistake again. Tim is always running. Every morning he's running. He's doing his conditioning, but he's just not doing boxing yet. We start boxing next week.
Okay. So his walk around weight now is like 160 instead of like 180 and like it used to be, right?
Yes, sir. He said he will stay between 55 and 60 from now on.
That makes sense. Now you got to tell me, Joel, how did he look when he first came back, into training? When he came in to the gym at 180, you told me before. I just wanted people to know this. When he first came into sparring, you said he was sparring with 135 pounders, and how was it looking?
Bad. It looked like I was training James Toney.
Yeah. So he didn't look too good either in the ring, right?
No, he was looking slow. I mean, he was, after the Provodnica fight, he was looking slow. I mean, his mobility wasn't there because he had so much weight on him.
Yeah. Okay. So let me go ahead and ask you about some more. Now, Freddie Roach, before I go further, I almost forgot this one. Freddie Roach, he said, and he says a lot of crazy stuff. Him and Bob Arum, they say it the most, boy, I tell you. But anyway, Freddie Roach said now that Tim Bradley is a stinking fighter, and he hopes that they don't have to fight him next because he's a stinking fighter. He prefers to fight Ghost Guerrero instead. Now, we were just talking about Tim Bradley being involved in Fight of the Year. So that doesn't even make sense for him to say that Tim Bradley is a stinky fighter. I think that goes back to, once again, deep down, Freddie Roach really being smart and knowing that Tim Bradley is probably the most dangerous opponent to deal with. He's probably the most dangerous opponent that Manny Pacquiao could face right now. You agree with that?
You know what? Although they can say whatever they want, at the end of the day, fights are going to happen. I don't blame Freddie for saying what he says. I just think that, you know, if he really thinks that Manny won the first fight, let's do it again. Let's do it again. And I'm telling you, I'm a man of my word. I'll go home happy. If Manny Pacquiao beats Bradley, I'll go home happy. I will not turn back and say, oh, you know, it was a controversy. And if we win, I want to go home with a win, because living in the dark shadow, you know, living in the dark shadow, and always having that in my mind, and still running into people and hearing those comments, you know, it really bothers me. I like to get it over with. You know, to me, honestly, it's not about the money anymore. It's about just living in peace. Because every time I go to the event and they mention Bradley, they mention Pacquiao. And when they mention Bradley and Pacquiao, they always mention everything negative, nothing positive. That's why, honestly, I mean, we make money. We make money. There's a lot of fighters in my stable that are still active, you know, that are not making those big amounts of money, but at least I can live a decent life, you know. I mean, I don't wish a lot, because too much is too much problem. I mean, I'm living okay.
Yeah.
I'm cool. But I would like to get it over with. I mean, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's do it again, and at the end of the night, let's go home happy. If Manny Pacquiao thinks he can beat Bradley, and if he beats him, I'll be happy to go home. You know what? He beat us, fair and square. Yeah. Why? Because he is one of the best fighters in the world. But if we beat him, I would like to get that credibility of victory and say, you know what, they did win.
Yeah. I hear you. So, do you think that he can possibly hurt Manny Pacquiao in the ring? Do you think that he has this huge power deficit that people keep saying when it comes to Tim Bradley? Can he hurt Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah, I just think that Freddie's trying to use, you know, some reverse psychology, because Freddie is real smart. You know, Freddie, he always throws some comments out there, but every comment for him has a meaning. And if he's saying that about Tim, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I don't blame him. I mean, he'd rather fight somebody else. I mean, fighting Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero is a tough fighter, but he doesn't have the mobility and the footwork and the ability to move that Tim Bradley has, or Mayweather. I mean, I honestly think that if that fight would ever happen between Mayweather and Pacquiao, I think Mayweather would knock out Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the reason why they threw Tim Bradley with Pacquiao at that point last year, the year before, was to see where Manny Pacquiao would stand in front of a fighter similar to Mayweather.
Yeah.
And, you know, and there it is. I mean, I mean, Tim is not Mayweather, and Mayweather is not Tim. But I honestly think that at the end of the day, if they were to ever fight, I think Mayweather will knock out Pacquiao.
Yeah, I hear you. We got to pay some bills real quick, Joel Diaz. So just hold on the line. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back, guys.